Good morning. You are tuned into Coffee and Donuts with Miss T. My co-host Lexus Ice is not here today. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. It is at the top of the hour. It is now 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And yes, I have had my coffee and donuts this morning. We all know that the early bird catches the worm always. We're going to go ahead and say a quick prayer, and then we're going to read some house announcements, and then we're going to welcome our guests into the room. I hope everyone is having a terrific Thursday so far. Okay, everyone, bow your heads for prayer. Lord, I want to thank you for allowing us to go live with this broadcast every morning. Lord, it is our goal to reach people, to help people, and to minister to people as best as we can and that we know how to do. Lord, order my footsteps, guide my tongue, bridle my tongue, and allow me to do what it is that you would have me to do. These now are the blessings. I thank you in your son Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen again. Okay, a few house announcements. If you want us to give your channel a shout out, or if you want us to wish someone that you love a happy birthday, or you or anniversary, or if you have something big that's going on your channel, or if you have your latest video that you want us to tell people to get on over there and look at it, let us know. And we will tell people, look, this content creator says their views are low on this video. It could be a throwback video, but you feel like it's some content people need to see. Let us know and we'll guide people right on over there to see the video. Okay. Wednesdays are viewers' choice topics, and we didn't come on yesterday, but today we do have a viewers' choice topic that we're going to dig into. All right. If you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, even if it's a current event or a throwback subject or whatever it is, go on over there to Instagram at W.T.F with the family tables or Lexus Ice ASMR. Leave us the topic or leave it in the comment section. We always read the comments and we will discuss that topic on Wednesday. Fridays, we highlight channels that have less than 500 subscribers. And we all know that this week we are highlighting Carol the Girl Miniature Mukbang. So if you have not become familiar with her channel, please go over there and check her out and let her know that Coffee and Donuts send you over, okay? Our Happy Mail address is P.O. Box 443, Indianola, Mississippi 38751. That's INDIANOLA, Mississippi 38751. And one day I'm going to tell you why it's called Indianola. Just a brief, quick overview. It was named after an Indian named Ola, but I'll tell you the details later. That's something for another day. Just a quick fact. So let me welcome our guest into the bid. I'm winging it this morning, y'all. I miss my co-host, so if she's listening in, I hope you are accomplishing everything that you are that need to be accomplished while you're out. Okay, official Jamia is in the building. Good morning, Miss Daw is in the building, y'all. We just got off family prayer this morning, and I came straight on in. Good morning, Mother. Good morning, Shawanda Williams, passing out coffee and donuts to everybody. Good morning, Coco TTV. What's up, Coco? All right, and to everybody that is looking on their way to work, getting the children off to school. If you're already at work or just laying in bed and just want to listen in, I appreciate you so much. Even the spectators, I love you too. Thank you. I hope that we can say something to inspire you to just keep coming back to coffee and donuts, okay? So we're going to talk about this shooting that happened at the Tops grocery store on March the 8th, okay? And this was actually a viewer's choice topic that came in for yesterday, but we went on yesterday. Hi, Keisha Monet. Thank you for coming back, hon. Thank you so much for coming back. Um, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Let me make sure the panel is open for anyone that wants to come up. I think I dropped the link. I'll drop it again, no problem. Okay, there's the link. All right. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're all familiar with the story, and it's a hard story to talk about. And I really, to be honest, I didn't want to cover this story, but a viewer. Oh, and I have Brandon in the bed. Brandon is sitting right in front of me. I'm like, are you gonna actually sit there and just look at my face? So Brandon is in the building and in the house. Okay. Annabelle. Okay. Annabelle says she is in the building. Okay, Peyton Gintron, 18, drove 3 hours from his community to the store Tops on March the 8th. And I'm finding out that this was not his first time going to the store. He had been seen 2 months earlier. He came in so regularly that the security guard asked him what was he doing, because each time he came in, he only looked around. He never bought any groceries. So one day, the security guard stopped and asked him, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So he took off. He took off, fled off. Um, he was so bold, y'all. He kept an online diary. And the Washington Post was able to get it. It has since been deleted since all this happened, but the Washington Post was able to get a copy before they deleted it. But he took off and he got a ticket from the New York State trooper. He was driving, I think they said 64 in a 40 miles per hour zone, and he said it was a close call. He wrote in his manifesto that it was a close call, that he nearly got caught, and that he was actually, there casing the joint. He told the security guard he was there working for the census, and that was his reason for the trip. And he had words. It's not clear if it's the security guard that was killed on that Saturday. It's not clear if that's the one he had the interaction with, because he didn't call his name, but it was written in his manifesto that he thought that he nearly had got caught. Okay. He was driving. He got that ticket, and since then they were able to pull the ticket up. And in the manifesto, it was said that not only Top Supermarket was an area for attack, but there were two other locations that were identified, as areas that they were going to target, that only, black people, that they knew black people, visited or whatever. And so the document estimated that more than 3 dozen people would be shot dead during the planned attack. He made sketches of the supermarket and layout and how many blacks were inside and the security guard movement. Aaron Salter was among 10 people gunned down, but like I said, it's not clear if he was the security guard that he had interaction with earlier. Okay, all of this information you can find it on the New York Post, and it's just so much. He had written out so many details that he had planned not only to shoot up that grocery store, but he had planned to go into the neighborhood and shoot down random black people. And I mean, he was so bold and so cocky. He actually thought he was going to get out of the supermarket after shooting up the store. He thought he was going to get out of the supermarket and go into the nearby neighborhoods to start just shooting people. And he had even planned that he called the neighborhood's name, and he had planned to surrender to the police in a certain neighborhood. So he had sketched everything out. He had a detailed plan. He was going to shoot up the store, then make his way into the neighborhood, and then surrender to police. He had all of this planned out. And he, drove 3 miles away from his home to carry out his plan. This was all planned. He had been to the store like a bank robber, casing the joint. So he had all this planned in two other locations, which the manifesto didn't name the two locations, but it's obvious that there are more people involved with this. And it's sad because one of the videos that I saw during the live stream, it showed him, going through the store shooting up people, and it was a Caucasian guy sitting on the floor. He was his gun actually did go off. It didn't shoot the guy. The guy yelled, and he saw that he was a white man, so he said sorry. So he was it's no mental illness there. He was well aware of, the people that he wanted to shoot. And once he saw that there was a white guy, the gun went off, but he didn't shoot him. He said sorry. He wasn't trying to shoot white people. He only targeted black people that day. And it said that the security guard that was on duty that day actually got some rounds on him, but he was so fully armored, it didn't penetrate the armor that he had on, but he was able to. He had like a little shootout with the security guard, but because he came in fully prepared and fully geared up, there was no penetration of bullets or anything like that. I also read and heard on the news, saw a news broadcast where the assistant store manager was in her booth and she called 911, and the 911 operator was so nasty and rude with her. She was whispering and she was trying to tell her that there was an active shooting in the building. And the 911 operator asked her why was she whispering. And she said she couldn't talk any louder because she could hear him right outside of her booth. And she said, "You don't have to whisper. I can't, what's the problem?" And the 911 operator hung up on her. And I'm thinking, couldn't they trace the call? If a person is calling 911, that means they are in distress. And if they're whispering, that means that they can't talk any louder. They're in danger. So when she hung up on her, the young lady thought so quickly. She said she called her boyfriend and asked him, told him what was happening, and asked him to call 911 for her the store's behalf. So that's sad. And doing some research on that 911 system there in that city, I have learned that that's not the first time something like that has happened. There have been so many complaints on that 911 system from certain communities that they won't even respond, or if they do respond, it's hours later. So that 911 system is broken. They only respond to certain neighborhoods in a timely fashion. So that's another matter that needs to be looked at, pertaining to that community. Okay. So the panel is open and anyone can come up to talk, and this has left the neighborhood in shambles because I'm finding out that community, that store is the only grocery store within miles, like 9 miles, that people could visit. So it's like now people are scrambling to see what are they going to do about a supermarket or getting groceries and things like that. So that really hurt that neighborhood when that store, right now that the store is not in operation. And I've read so many stories where individual stories where people have lost loved ones. You have to think about just a simple trip to the grocery store. You make, and I think about my husband. A lot of times I send him to the grocery store. He'll tell me, write me out a list. I write him out a list of things that I need. He'll go to the grocery store, and just imagine you going to the store, or you send a family member to the grocery store and they never come back. They never come back. That's sad. It is society is, we have to do better. There's something that needs to happen, needs to change. And it's just sad that you can't even make a quick trip to the grocery store. You know how sometimes we just need one item from the grocery store. I'm just gonna be in and out, in and out, and you never make it out, you know. So the panel is open. I really didn't want to cover this because I get so passionate about it. But I'm going to read some more comments, and when you all decide you want to come up on the panel, it's open, okay? Miss Daw says she want to have coffee and donuts for everyone. Annabelle said you still need a co-host. Yeah, Annabelle, inbox me. I thought you was gonna do one morning, but inbox me so we can get together, okay? Everybody is speaking. Carol the Girl Manager Mukbang. Oh, Carol, hit that link. This is your topic. I ain't really put you on blast, but come on up on the panel, Carol. Annabelle said, I take that as a no. You know what, Annabelle, I do. It would be good. I wasn't reading the comments. I was reading my notes I have here. I wasn't trying to ignore you. Let's see. Reading comments. Good morning, everyone. I'm moving around getting dressed. Okay, official Jamie, do you, girl? That person should be fired. Exactly. That 911 operator should be fired. But as I've read, I dig under every stone, y'all. Once I read that story, I said, let me go back and see what can I find about that 911 system. And that's what I dug up. That's not the first time that has happened. And when the police actually do show up, It's hours later. Everything has transpired already. So really the police just cleaning up mess. They're not coming to prevent things. They're coming after the fact, after everything is over with. Uh okay. I have two people backstage. Okay, I'm gonna allow both people to come up right now. Okay. On the panel, you have Karen, the girl miniature mukbang, and Annabelle. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good
Okay.
morning. Annabelle, you
Okay.
can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say something controversial.
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, don't come at me. It's really bad.
Go ahead.
Back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, gun laws got really, really tight. Extremely tight. I mean, everyone was campaigning to get these killing things off the streets, whatever, whatever. Do you know what else was going on during that time for those rules to be changed or the laws to be changed? The there's a little group, a neighborhood group, and they were going around educating the black community of their rights, of what they should do, what they should be doing, and the the group encouraged black people to get their license to carry a firearm.
What's the name of the group?
The
Black people.
Black Panthers
Hmm.
Oh,
before they got corrupted because don't get me into that one. But yeah, that's what the Black Panthers were originally there for, to educate the community, to help people get up there as an equalizer. And when the black community start getting their firearm license, another we'll say another group was like, oh, we can't have that.
What was that group?
The white group, the
Cotton,
people in
cotton,
law, the people in control at the time, which were the old white males, the politicians. Let's not sugarcoat this one. So, yeah, the politicians, the old white men, start seeing the black community moving, getting together, making progress. So they infiltrated the Black Panthers, got them into illegal actions to
mm.
corrupt that system. And the black community didn't have no support system anymore. The Latin Kings, they started to do the same thing to help the Hispanic community. But you can't have that either. So they were infiltrated as well. If you want to change the gun laws, and I ain't gonna lie about this one, first off, you need to go with single issue voters. You get the campaign people that you that they want to restrict the gun laws, and you vote for them. No matter what else they do, vote for it's called a single issue voter. We need to learn to do that. Pick an issue that's close to you and vote for that. And then you go down to the NRA or wherever your shooting range are, and you get your license. And then you go to the range. Can you imagine the fear that you will put in the people's hearts when they see a line of minorities doing it for themselves? Oh, we can't have that going on, can we? No. You get your license. Do it legally. Don't do nothing illegal. Do it legally. And a lot of states we live in, you don't have you could like carry the right to carry law. You don't need to conceal anything. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Get your license to carry and watch
So
the laws
you, I
change.
mean, you didn't. You thought that was something controversial. I mean, you did okay, Annabelle.
No, because then I'm like, people come at me. Oh, that's not true. Oh, you're just trying to start a problem. Oh, that was never,
No,
no.
well, the thing about it is everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and you know, over here that is. I don't know in the other YouTube streets, but on coffee and donuts, that's why I leave the panel open. I already told
Yeah.
everybody we ain't gonna fist fight. You say what you believe, and and we move on, and I say what I believe and move on, and that's it. You know,
But it's the truth. I've seen it. I was there. I was alive.
so you lived it. You walked
I
it down.
lived it. I lived it. I see that. I see that when black people went to get their right to carry license, that's when the laws changed.
Well, I'll
Why?
say this about certain things, not even with the gun laws, with anything, uh, and I could go on and on. Whenever like blacks, okay, certain things are put in place to help certain communities, but once black people learn about those certain things, the rules always change. The
Yes,
rules always change when black people learn that this is when a resource is available. Not I'm not talking about gun laws right now, but when certain resources become available, and black people start, tapping into it, the rules change. So, to make it harder for them to have access to those resources.
oh yeah,
So, that and
yeah,
to be honest, we the forefathers that everybody always talking about, they didn't have us in mind when they built this stolen country.
oh no,
We were
no,
still
they
slaves.
didn't
So
have. Okay,
the
they didn't
system,
have me in
people
mind
say the
either.
system is broken. The system is not broken. The system is doing what it was set up to do. And
Hello,
we
come
weren't
on.
even considered people. We were property when
Yes,
when the country was being built. So we have to do something. We have to continue to
change.
rally and step it up a notch.
Mm.
And we got to make some changes, and it starts
Oh,
at the top and trickle down, and also within your nearby community with these local elections. You have to get out there and become involved in your community.
yeah.
That's the only way things can change.
And it doesn't have to be some big. You could join the PTA. You could
Mhm.
join the chambers of commerce. You could join the regular citizens. You don't have to have no political background.
Within your local community, that is so
Yeah,
true. And y'all, when they say it's time to go vote, one thing I don't like is for people to complain. You complain about this and that, but you don't get out to go vote, especially in the local elections. When somebody That's why I don't like getting into politics and
because
religion.
politics are local, not national. That's what people don't know because
It
the power.
starts locally, and
Mhm,
you elect who you want to represent you.
mhm.
So you have to get out there and see what the platforms are about. See what best fits, the values and morals of that candidate. You have to get out to these rallies and go to these different panels, and when they're campaigning, go sit and listen.
Yeah,
Don't pass by. Go sit and listen. Ask questions. You
yeah.
know, and,
People
and
don't ask questions anymore.
I know that's what I'm saying. Then they
Yeah.
complain later on about certain things.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
let me read this. Okay, thank you, Annabelle, so much for coming. And we'll talk on IG a little bit later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay, let me read some comments. Good morning, Mary Life Journey. Mom says, as black people, we were forced to come to America. We were born black, not our choice, but God choice now that they don't want us here as black women. They raped us now look like to them they are fading. Okay. I forgot to ask Annabelle what was her view on this store shooting. Annabelle, you can drop it in the chat. What are your views on this store shooting? Okay. Carol the Girl Miniature Mukbang, you now have the floor. You are our highlighted channel of the week, first of all. And I think I'm going to keep you
Okay.
up here as my co host, okay?
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So good morning everybody. What I
More,
have to say about the huh?
I said, more team, more team.
Oh, okay, okay. What I have to say about this story is as far as wow, it was so it's a senseless killing. But this killing that this person did, this stemmed back for a whole family of hate and him growing up in hate.
Yes.
And so he did this. So back in the day, I used to be a gamer too. So I always played games and stuff since I was about 15 growing up. And
Mm-hmm.
so how he armed up and he did the shootings and stuff straight up gaming, way that he did it, and then to post it on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, so really he's a monster. I don't know. Well, I do know. He actually should have just been shot in the head and killed that first blank from him
Yeah.
doing that. But I know in this world we got to go through all these things. But this is what I want to say. As
Mm-hmm.
a black people, there is no way this country sees this and then keeps playing games and everything. Black people should be able to call off work for being scared to go into work
Mm-hmm.
because this is a hate crime. You don't know when the next one, you don't know if he got a friend that done set this up and everything. And during COVID, since it's COVID, everybody got a chance to stay home. Well, most people got a chance to stay home, and work. Okay, we should be able to stay home for work. What it is time to burn the fucking city down. That's what I
Oh,
believe.
oh my God.
Because, and let me tell you something,
But
this country is built on violence. I don't
mm-hmm.
care how people
True.
put it.
It is.
Everything in this country, it is built on violence.
It is.
People of power don't see anything but power and money. When you start burning down a city, you notice everything starts coming to the front and people start listening to you then. As long as you're quiet, they're going to just skim over it. Why don't we have a hate bill? Oh my God. He has to think about getting us a hate bill for people that have been oppressed their whole life. This is bull.
Well,
And
let me.
so then I'm just, oh, go ahead.
Okay, burning down the city. Did you say burn down the city? Right.
Yeah, well, when in Chicago they burned down what was that? Our street that we got Louis Vuitton and all that on. Those people
Okay.
already have insurance on that, so I'm
Okay. So
not worried about that.
it's
Go ahead.
certain buildings and things you're gonna burn down because like
Right,
in the riots, the people they burn down their own community. So if you're gonna take that route, burn down. I'm not promoting. Let me say this. I'm not
no, no,
promoting
go ahead.
violence or anything like that. But I'm just thinking from that mindset. If you're gonna burn down the city, hit them where it hurt. Don't burn down your own supermarket or your own places you have to go get
No, I ain't
grandma
talking about that.
medicine from, or you got to drive 20 miles to the nearest grocery store. Don't burn down your community. You hit them where it hurts. Because if you burn down your
Right,
own community, they're gonna sit back and laugh at us like they did the last time, like them. You know what they call us? Burn down their own community. You're not gonna get their attention burning down your community. You go and hit them over there where it hurt. But I'm not
right.
promoting
Well,
violence or anything like that. I'm just saying.
oh no, no, but I want to tell you something.
Carol, your mic is off. Turn your mic on. I think you hit that button.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
No, no. I'm talking about we have like all these different Louis Vuitton and different stores and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Those are the stores that need to be hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, so then we'll talk about the gun laws. Ain't gonna never be gun laws don't mean nothing because once we start being able once we start carrying our own things, that just means we get killed faster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can show them that we got a gun. Come on, be real. Show them that
You
you
know,
got a gun and
the
get killed
guns law
faster.
were made to make it easier to just kill us, in my opinion, because you
Exactly.
have your permit and I was watching on Facebook Live this girlfriend and they got pulled over and she went live and the
Hmm.
police asked him to show license and registration and all that stuff. He was going to show him. The police noticed a gun. He told him, and it was on live. He said, I have a permit. He said, I can show you the permit. The police officer shot the man arm off. He
Hmm.
had a license to carry. Once he saw the gun, he just started shooting for no reason. So they made the laws make it easier to just get away with murder, in my opinion. And we
Yep.
the arson is illegal. A lot of things are illegal, but shooting down the man in the street is illegal. But because you wearing a badge, they say it's in
Hmm.
line of duty, and it was called for. So we all know how that go.
Exactly.
We all
That's
know
what
how
I'm
to go.
saying.
And I always say this. Some, you have your Dr. Martin Luther King tactics and you have your Malcolm X tactics. Sometimes you have
Okay.
to get radical. Sometimes you
Yep.
talking all nice and peaceful. You not gonna get nobody's attention. They're gonna walk over you. Sometimes, and I often say, I would have been the one starting the revolution. I'm serious. I always say that. And I just feel that I would because you just sit back and see so much, you get sick of it. You get sick
Yes.
of it till you just, who are with me? I'll be the front person. Who with me? Let's just do it. Sometimes you have to
Mhm.
to get results, you have to take it by force sometimes. You just have to.
Yep.
Otherwise, you
That is
just
so
sit
true.
there. We're gonna have a meeting to discuss this. You can have 50 meetings and get nothing accomplished. When you start taking it by
Exactly.
force, you wake up. You'll wake them up, and that's what you need to do.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm not saying go and blow everybody's head off or even burn down the community or whatever. But sometimes you have to be that radical person, and you have to get your group together and say, "Well, listen, I'll be the sacrifice. If it's gonna make other people's lives better, we're gonna get changed. I'll be the sacrifice," and just have that mindset and go in there like that.
Yep.
Sometimes you
Yep.
just have to get things done. Sometimes enough is enough is enough. And just let the
Exactly.
fall where they may, you know?
Right. And so my thing is, in order, I know a way, the way that I feel to get people together, our people together,
Mm-hmm.
is for us. Okay, first of all, you have to have a commodity. So you have to all go under one point. So everybody, you're black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might be a black woman, man. I don't give a care what you are, black, whatever. But when we come together, we got to come all together under one thing as black. We can't look at if you're a woman, you're a man, this,
Right.
that, or nothing. Because when you do that, then you're making your group smaller. You
Mm-hmm.
come strong. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody come as black people. You don't
Right.
change it up at all. Don't come bringing extra things or going, well, other people. And then this is what I feel. I feel as black people, we are too moral. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because black people out of everybody in the world love real strong. We
That's
want everybody to do good. We want the good in everybody to shine through. You could come in our neighborhood as another race. We won't touch you. Matter of fact, we'll embrace you
mm-hmm.
because we those type of people. And so when
Mm-hmm.
people always go, black people don't never stick together, you can't stick together as an oppressed person when you're trying to get able to have a family, be able to live. That's not what oppressed people do. But we also, even as oppressed people, we come together. Anytime somebody have a problem, we gonna come together and solve that problem out. But what it is too much. How much killing can we take and then still feel safe? People don't
Right.
even think about our safety. Right now, everybody, well, most people are scared. Why would you come and do something like that? So I feel black people are too moral. It's time for us to stop being quiet to people. You know how we step in the room, we go to work, we got to change into this, or we got to talk a certain way,
Oh
depending
yeah.
on who's there. I never fell in that category because I always know if you uncomfortable, you just uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable as hell, but what your people gonna do? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So we gotta lose some of that morality, and this is the reason: the people on top are not more; they're animals.
Oh, of
So
course.
they don't believe in morality. So when you're dealing with a person that don't have no morals, and you come with all these morals, then you just gonna come and still be just sitting there. You got to
Mm-hmm.
drop some of that morality. Now, I ain't saying you got to become an animal, but morality ain't going to win it. So when you come and you can
No,
drop some of that morality and we as a black people come together, it'll get a whole lot more done.
that's true.
So, I mean, because this was just senseless to me. I mean, it was senseless to
It
everybody,
was it
but
was so
but
and it
what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You'll
oh,
see
like
what's
Miss
going to happen.
Doll is saying that now they're trying to declare him as having a mental illness, so he will
There
have
you
to do
go.
his time in the state hospital. But I don't
Hmm.
think it's a mental illness. I think he, like you said earlier, he's a monster, and
Yep,
he understood the assignment. He understood he was there for
exactly.
black people because with the white guy, and if you go, I'm sure if you pull it up online, you can see. I mean, it was live stream, so the world can see it. He shot his gun, but he realized the guy was white. He said, "Oh, sorry." So a mental illness
Mhm.
wouldn't have been able to detect black and white. A mental illness was just, okay, I'm just going and shooting people. Okay, you knew who you
Yep.
were shoot black people. So I don't. It's nothing mental about that. You had a targeted set of people that you were looking for, and that's what you went in and did. Okay, Life at the
And
Logans is
yep.
in the building. Welcome to Coffee and Donuts. Life at the Logans. Stephanie's Craft and Creations is in the building. Hey, Miss Steph, how you doing? Okay, just want to make sure. Yes, we are. The panel is open. If you want to come up and talk, let me drop the link again. It's okay if you came in late. Let me drop the link again. If you want to come up, you can come up. And we're here Mondays through Friday, 6 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And y'all, it go down over here. Go back and look at some of our past conversations. We're not politically correct over here. The panel is open. We don't judge anybody. Everybody's opinion is welcome. You know, as long as we're respectful, you can come up and talk. And that's just how it is. And don't be a stranger over here, okay? So there is the link. If you want to come up on the panel, you can. All right, go ahead, Carol.
Okay. And so for you to know all that stuff they say he wrote, this is premeditated. Ain't no mental illness in that.
Most definitely premeditated. It has
Exactly.
been taken down, but he had a live journal. He was writing
See?
a journal. It was like over 500 pages of that, and he was so cocky and so detailed. He had planned. He thought he could make it out of the superstore. I mean, the supermarket. Go into the nearby
Mm,
neighborhood, shoot up the neighborhood, and then surrender to the police. And it didn't call the name of the neighborhood, but he thought he was gonna do all of that, and then quietly surrender, which he did. He didn't get shot. He didn't get a
wow.
scratch on him.
Hmm.
They helped him so gently. You go back and look at the one of the pictures that when they handcuffed him, they didn't rough him up and slam him against the car and
I
put that
know.
on his back or on his neck. They didn't do none of that.
Nope.
They held him so gently, and one cop even had his hands gently on his back. And you had let that been a black guy, honey. He been blown to smithereens.
Sure would have. Sure
Truth,
would have.
truth is just the truth. And and everybody,
Exactly.
if you don't see that and understand that, then you are part of the problem. If you don't understand that and don't see the difference that the measure that's taken when you apprehending a black man and a white man, if you don't see the difference, you part of the problem. Okay.
Exactly. They see it. They see it. That's what it is. But they keep putting a band-aid on it and play like as long as don't nobody make them say anything, then they're not gonna say anything. Now let's see
Hmm.
what's gonna happen. This is too much. This is too much.
And
There's no way.
I'm so I couldn't even I couldn't, sometimes reading stuff is just like with that Emmett Till stuff. I was supposed to do a part two, but getting through part one was a struggle for me. And I even went back and
Mm,
interviewed some people, and I still got the footage. I was looking at it last night. I don't know if I'm just gonna
wow.
drop the footage, or I mean, from this guy who lived there back then, and he's still there now. He's an older guy, but I got a chance to talk to him. People that were there visiting, but sometimes stuff just way too heavy on you, and you just don't want. It's reality, but and you just have to think it's too much. It is too much.
Right.
I mean, it's the same stuff still going on now. Still going on now.
Exactly.
And they,
Exactly.
it's just too
The
much.
thing, the thing we're gonna have to do, and then also, why everybody that's having children, you got to teach your children their history. You
Yeah,
don't
of
just
course.
teach them. You got to teach. And so many people don't know their history. My
Mm-hmm.
son who graduated now, he's trying to be a civil rights lawyer. Well, not trying to be.
Okay,
He is gonna do it.
good.
But we know history in this house. And
Mm-hmm.
so all this just semantics back and forth, and you should do this, and this is none of this is going to happen because they don't care about you.
Of
You
course they
don't
do.
matter.
And another
And
thing,
so
uh,
go
you know,
ahead.
they don't teach which I don't know why they call it Black history because it's American history, but they only give
Hmm.
that 1 month where they focus on attributes from blacks and all that type of stuff. Now they don't even
Exactly.
that they saying that's teaching racism. How is that teaching racism? I mean,
How you gonna teach
I
something
don't,
you live?
huh?
How you gonna teach something you live?
Yeah, they're saying that's teaching racism. They don't want to talk about slavery. Just like with the Holocaust, some people that didn't even happen. It didn't happen. That's the country we live in. And
Hmm.
I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to seem like I'm a racist or hate a certain group of people but I'm just stating facts, the truth. The truth is
Exactly.
enough on its own. You don't have to, add anything or take it. Just tell the truth, and that is enough. That's enough horror in itself. Okay,
And yep. And you know what? You can't be a racist. Oppressed people cannot be racist.
I think
So
that.
don't never worry about that. Girl, you got the
Listen,
wrong one up here. See, I'm telling you, woo, y'all got me on the wrong subject, y'all.
no, I mean,
I
be
keep trying
free.
to
We
be.
can agree to disagree. I think anybody
Yeah.
can be racist. I think
Do
anybody.
you? It's not legally. You cannot be a racist if you're oppressed. You cannot be.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, go ahead.
I'm just
Go.
gonna read some comments.
Okay.
Coco said, let me pin this. Coco says, if you are interested in being a guest co-host on an upcoming show, please send a DM to WTF with the family. Tables on IG. Life at the Logan said, I agree. The cops do feel some kind of way about black people versus white people. Come up on the stage. Hit that link. Hit that link. Hit that link. Annabelle said that man's story needs to be told. Drop the footage. Yeah, I think I am. And like I said, I live black 365 days. So I mean, it's never out of season. So, and plus, I
Exactly.
really need to free up that space on my phone. Miss Dawes says every black person all over the world should stay at home, refuse to come out because you don't know if you will make it back when they lose money. They will hear us. That is so true. You know, just like
That
with the
needs to
boycott,
be put
that
in
boycott
the
hurt
HR.
them back. It hurt them. You have to hit them where it hurts. And one thing that I don't like, that I can't stand it. I mean, I don't like people talking in the background. Come up and say what you got to say. Let's stick together. Don't push me up there, and then you don't have my back. You want me to
Hmm.
get in trouble and get hated and get blackballed, but it's the same week. Stand with me. If it's a group of us saying
Yep.
we want to change, I'll be, I if you scared to talk, I'll be the mouthpiece. But stand with me.
Hmm.
A group of us
Yep.
is power in numbers. They'll see all of us. They
Exactly.
can't fire everybody. They can't
Yep.
shoot down everybody. Let all of us, let's go. It's 100 of us talking. I'm the only somebody up there. They're not gonna listen to me, but they'll hear
Hmm.
all of us. They'll know what, dog. It's 100 of them out there, or like they'll say, well, that Miss Table. She come every day. Oh, she all right. She come every day. We know she coming. She'll be here tomorrow, same time. Okay. If I bring 100 strong with me, oh, we better see what they want. Let's see what can we do to
Yep.
quiet them down.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
it's power in numbers. Don't sit back and talk, and then I'm the only somebody going to the meeting. You sending me and they ignore me, laughing at me. All of us,
Hmm.
this all 100 of us, and everybody bring an extra person. They'll hear us then. It's
Yep.
like on jobs and stuff. Everybody in the hallways talking, 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 talking. Okay, I'm the crazy one that gonna go up there and say, well, we feel like this. Who is we? Okay, my people. I look back, ain't nobody there but me. Where y'all at? What happened to y'all? Not saying that happened. I'm just giving an
Right. Right.
example. You know,
Exactly.
I'm come. Let's go together. Don't be scared. They
Yep.
can't fire all of us. They cannot fire everybody.
And
They
let me
can
ask you a
fire me and keep
question.
it moving because I'm just crazy. But they can't fire 20 people. That'll shut the whole business down.
Exactly. Let me ask you a question. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know nothing about how HR is run, but
Mm-hmm.
if you went to work today and went to speak to HR, you can speak to HR when you want to, right?
Of course you can. That's what she
Okay.
is for. And
Okay.
it's supposed to
So if
be
you go to
private, a private
HR,
matter. Mm-hmm.
so as a person, as a person, I would go to HR and say, I am totally afraid to come to work today. Every
Mm-hmm.
time I come here since that shooting, is there a clause in our job that states that we can work from home if we're afraid to come to work? What's
See, the
that
thing
gonna do?
Well, I don't know because some things are new and have to be
Yeah.
you know, just it's not maybe not a clause because certain things hadn't, they haven't had to face it yet. And on a situation
Uh-huh.
like that, they have to put something in place to cover situations like that. But what
Okay.
HR gonna tell you, get your handbook, read your handbook. They quick
Yeah,
to
I hate
tell
when
you,
they
read
say
your
that.
handbook, you know.
But you know what? Because of COVID, that might be something new that you all don't know about yet. Because like at the schools, there's a whole lot of things that took place and they were put into place because of COVID, but nobody knows about it because they ain't spoke of it. It hasn't happened. Just
Right. And
like in
so they
my son's
write
school
some
with
things.
huh?
They got to rewrite some things and make new clauses and stuff because the world is changing so much, and
Yes,
there's some certain things where you just have to read laws are rewritten sometimes, and clauses are rewritten. It's just gonna be one of them things have to be rewritten because it's not in the book. And the only
yep,
thing
that's
they tell
right.
you, is read your handbook, see what the handbook says about certain things. But since COVID has happened, so many things have changed. So many things. So, and really everybody's just playing it by ear because we haven't faced, certain issues and problems before. But with the racism and stuff, it was built up off
That's a
of
hate crime.
hatred toward,
Exactly.
yeah, it was built, that's how this country was built up off of violence and thievery.
Yep.
So
So
it's just
don't
heavy, y'all.
y'all just need to see if y'all want to stay home. If y'all afraid and you want to stay home, I swear to God, I would go to HR and find out. I mean, what is it gonna hurt? What, they gonna fire you
It,
for going to HR? No, they ain't.
no, they they can't
See,
like that.
I know.
HR is in place for to be a voice and to have an outlet to go and discuss the wrongdoings. If you feel like something's going on, that's your go-to person. And then if you feel
Okay.
HR didn't handle the situation, you go up the chain of command, but you always start with HR. Well, it's
Okay.
45. Let me read these few announcements. This subject right here, we can talk about this. Not only this particular subject, other subjects. I mean, it's ongoing, ongoing. They go
Mhm.
shoot up places. And the first, I was watching when I was trying to do research on this story. I ran across another story, and I got to do a little bit more research, but it only showed where the father, they were in court and the father's son had got shot down. They didn't even show who the shooter was. But you could tell it was a white guy, but they didn't show his picture or nothing. And they were
Okay.
trying to declare him mentally unstable. And the father just made an outburst. He said, he ain't crazy. He ain't crazy. He wasn't crazy when he murdered my
See.
son. My son was trying to get away from you. You shot my son 4 times his back. He ain't crazy. He need to spend time in prison. He wasn't crazy when he shot my son. And I'm like, oh my, it's story after story after story after story after story.
Mhm.
It's just I don't understand it. Why they make provisions and make just I mean, I guess I never understand it. I never understand. That's why I tell my son, be careful. You know how they say you have to have the talk with your young black men, not only your young black men, your young daughters and stuff. You gotta have that talk with them too. They don't
Sure
discriminate.
do.
They only see your
Yep.
skin color. They do not discriminate.
You
Be
see, they
careful.
shot them older women. How you gonna do that?
Yeah. It was a lady
See?
from our church. I can't think of if Lex was here, she could tell me what the lady name was. But she was from one of our churches and she was in the grocery store and he killed that little old lady. Alexis,
Oh
if you're
my
in the
God.
chat, what was that lady's name? Deborah, because she called and told me about it. But it's so heavy. And I try to tell Brandon, you know, be careful because these cars and this music and this tinted window stuff, they target those type of cars. My husband was coming from work the other night, and he told me when he got home, he said, the police came up beside him. They were at the light. The police came up beside him, side by side. The policeman rolled his window down. Okay, so that meant he was
Oh.
trying to get my husband's attention, so he rolled his window down, and
Okay.
he was like, asked him how he was doing. He said, "I'm doing fine. I'm just getting out of work." And I'm like, "Why would he pull up beside you and roll his window down?" He said he was trying to see could he smell some skunk or something. I guess you know. And I'm like, that's a shame. You can't even get out of work and come
Mm,
home. The police. I mean, I'm trying to understand why would you roll up beside him? And it was a white cop. Roll up beside him and roll your window down. The police. Why would you roll your window down?
mm. You know
I
what?
guess
I
he
got a
was trying to
story. Can
smell
I
because he
tell
was
this story?
a weak. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I got a story for y'all. So let me test that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make it lighter after this story. But then,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So in Chicago, we have suburbs, and well, everywhere got suburbs. But in the Chicago, the suburb that I'll always be in is at Evanston and Skokie. So if
Mm-hmm.
you know Skokie, we already know that Skokie is a racist police force. In Skokie, it is in Evanston too, but it's not as bad. So, like when I was picking, take my son to work, me and my fiance he would pick my son up from daycare, and then he would go, change his clothes, pick the child up, and come get me from work. So one day, it's in Chicago. It's about 9 inches of snow. We got another blizzard, and it was about 5 p.m. And so I used to work for Pfizer, and so I got on heel shoes and everything in the snow, and he just got the baby on his coat and snow and this little snow thing, and
Mm-hmm.
my baby was about 6 or 7 months. So the cop pulls him over, and so we on our way going up into the parking lot of the store. And so before he could go up to the parking lot, he pulls him over, and he was like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "I need to see your license registration."
Oh
So
wow.
he couldn't find it because what it is, he worked at a company that he had to change his clothes because they have fumes and stuff, other stuff on his clothes. And so he took them off and he left his wallet in there. He said, "You going to just give me a ticket?" He said, "Because I done left it in my other clothes at home." And he was like, "No, I'm not going to give you a ticket. Get out the car." And
Oh wow.
so he was like, "What?" And he said, "No, you can give me a ticket." He said, "I got my wife here and my baby." He said, "You can just give me the ticket." He said, "She's gonna get out the car and you're gonna get out the car."
Oh
And
wow.
then he's looking at him. Okay, so now you're causing this man. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Yeah.
man. Then now you're causing him in front of his family to be shown
Right.
as a kid. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
now, so then he goes. I can see him tensing up his fist, right? And I grabbed his fist, and then he was like, he said, I want her to get out of the car and stand over there, and you're gonna go park this car about 2 blocks away. And he
What?
said, yeah. And he said, well, let me drive her to the store. It's only about, I'm gonna say it like it's really close, y'all. We in the parking lot almost. And he was like, no, no, she's gonna get out. He said, my baby is in this car. And he said, you see how cold it's a blizzard and all the snow. And he was like, get out the car. And I said, I'm just getting out the car. I said, we're gonna get out the car. And so I got out the car, we standing in all this snow. I got my baby holding him. And then he was like, now go park that car. And I could see I said, just park the car. And so now he gotta go. He go park the car. He ain't parked no 2 blocks away. He parked like a block away. And then the police was like, and he ran back over to where we was at, and he was like, so he said, you better not get in that car either. I'm gonna be watching you. And so then he pulls off. The cop side pulled off. He said, let me tell you something. I'm going to jail tonight. Cause as soon as he pulled his butt away from here, I'm going to get that car. We're going to get in it, and I won't stop driving until I get y'all home. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, oh my God. So he got in the car, and we started driving. We started cutting through alleys. We started
Oh
going down different blocks and stuff to get home. And we made it home and without that thing. And I said, now see there, you gonna sit up there and do this man like this, and his thing is to protect. A man knows he is supposed to protect, so you gonna put him in that kind of thing. He was so messed up the whole night. And I was like, if that ain't straight up racism, you gonna put a six
was.
month old
Oh
baby and a
my.
woman in the snow and out like that. This is why I do not play. I don't play with cops. I don't play with racism, nothing else. I know my history.
Let
So
me
I don't even
ask you
play.
something to be clear.
Uh
So
huh.
he told your husband to go and park the car 2 blocks away,
Yep.
and husband came back. He had y'all standing in the blizzard, and he left the police and left y'all there
Yes.
to do what? I
Yes.
mean, how did he expect y'all to get back in the blizzard?
He didn't care how we got there. The police parked and stood and got back in his car just looking at me while
Oh
my
my
car
God.
husband had went away with my
So he
baby. I
never
had to put
said
my
anything.
baby in my coat.
Did he
Huh?
say anything to you?
No, he just looked at me.
That was so low down and dirty. Oh my God. I mean, that
I
is
said,
low down and dirty.
and I'm sitting up there with high heels on. My
In a
baby's up here with a snowsuit. Yeah, I had to put my baby in my coat. He had his little snowsuit on, but I mean, you talking about in a blizzard with a baby?
wow.
Yep, I
Mm,
do. I'm telling you, I don't play games with people. I stay quiet, but until I have to come up out of it with it. But no, no, no. I don't play
mm.
games like that.
Oh my
But
God. You
anyway,
see, that when you have something that happens to you on a personal note like that, you become passionate about it. And you
yep,
know, that's terrible. So did the
yep.
police ever do like I'm sure he got your tag number and stuff, so you never heard from him again or saw him again?
No, we never heard nothing from that police officer again.
Oh wow.
That was just it. You know, they was just racist as I don't know what. I'm just like,
That was
yeah.
pure
So right,
pure.
and then wasn't it? And then as a people, why do we have to start telling our children to put your hand on the wheel with our kids growing up? I bet you everybody else don't tell their kids that.
Of course not. Even if you put your, you have to have that talk with them to try to keep them
Yep,
as possible. But still, even with your hands up, and they
don't
still
mean nothing.
risking killed. That's why back in during the civil rights movement and stuff, they would tell them strip out of your clothes so they can't say you had nothing. Come out with your hands up, butt naked, so they can't say we thought he had a gun or
Wow,
something like that. It's all types.
wow.
We have gone through so much as people, and
Yep,
it's a shame. It is a shame, and and people don't want you to talk about it in the classroom, saying it's teaching racism. That's not teaching racism. You're just teaching them history. That's
yes.
history. Like you teaching them, Columbus discovered America. He didn't discover America. he, don't. He didn't discover America. Come on.
Oh my God.
You know,
You know, let me just tell you this. Even to this day, last year is the first day that I taught my son, started teaching him how to drive when he was 15.
mhm.
But do you know he still don't have his license? And let me tell
Yeah.
you why he don't have it. My son is 6'4", 350 pounds.
Oh
He played
wow.
football his whole time growing up. He played every sport, but he
Mhm.
also, did arts and all this stuff. But I mean, he played football. Do you know I was scared to death that the police gonna pull him over? And my son is a militant. He ain't gonna sit there and go, yes, sir, this and blah blah. He just ain't gonna do it. So
So
I intentionally made him not get his driver's license because I didn't want him to die. Because I knew if they pulled him over for him driving, so I was
yeah.
like, so if he's with me, or if he with somebody else, but see, that's not a good thing. Why did I have to do that to him?
Right. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
save my child. And I don't know if I'm saving him. This year he's going to get his license. So he'll be out there. I'm scared as hell.
I know I am, especially when my son went off to college and I had to tell him, Brandon, I just hope that what we have taught him that is, he listened. Children still
Uh huh.
they want to do it and not with you, but I just want him to know how serious it is out there. The police, they wait on certain cars that they know if they see they already stereotype cars and trucks. If they see a certain car with the big rims, the
Yep.
10 windows, they pulling that car over, especially if the windows up. Like my husband said, the police pulled up beside him and rolled his window down and waited for him to roll his window down. He was trying to see was he gonna smell like that weed, that skunk
Yep.
smoke. So that's all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's and my husband don't even smoke. But
See?
to teach my son to be careful, and even being careful and doing everything right, it's still a chance he could get gunned down, depending on what kind of day of cocky cop is having. You never see,
Exactly.
and then the only thing it was a mistake or it was justified. They gonna always come up with something where the cop is not found guilty or don't have to be held accountable for. They gonna always, come up with something because that's how the system is set up. It's not set up to
Yep.
protect. We were slaves. We weren't. It wasn't set up to protect us. It just wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm. But then look, so then what about all of our men that's in jail? I ain't gonna say just men, all our people that's in jail for weed. But in Chicago, weed is legal now.
Yeah,
So now what's happening? Guess who own the dispensaries? Not us.
you know what? We didn't bring the
Oh,
dope and drugs over here. They put into
I
if you
know.
think about it, what about
Exactly.
liquor stores, the corner liquor stores? Where do you see them
Mm,
posted up at in our neighborhood?
mm,
And you go to
yep.
other, you don't see liquor stores and stuff like that. You don't see it.
Not just that.
We didn't bring this stuff over here. They brought it over here for us to destroy ourselves. That's why they did it. But
Hmm.
that's another subject. It's 6:58,
Yes.
y'all.
Yep.
Let me
Oh.
read a few comments.
Oh.
Annabelle says it drives me insane how people are to each other. That nut job got lost. She talking about the police, I think. Miss Doll said
Okay.
his plans were to kill your husband. He was going to say he was running, probably so. And I'm like, what? Why
Mm.
would he pull up beside you? He said he rolled his window down, and I rolled mine down. He asked him, "How you doing?" He told me, "I'm just getting off work." And so I guess if he had a smelt weed, he would have said, "Pull the car over," something like that.
See.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-mm. Well, I hope that everybody have a good day today. That we done
Mm-hmm.
put
And
on this.
if the car is too nice for a black person to drive, you'll get pulled. Oh, let me read that again. If the car is too nice for a black person
Oh,
to
nice.
drive, you'll get pulled over. And babe, you're gonna have to come up and
Wow.
explain that one to me. Because maybe I'm reading it wrong. Life at the Logan said, yeah, here in VA, we can have less than a pound in front of the cops and won't a thing be said. We can roll up now in front of them. I know they hate that. Oh, they hate that. But I'm thinking on like the people that are locked up, especially in these states that weed is now legal. The
Yep.
people who have been incarcerated, don't they need to let them out? I'm serious.
Yeah,
If
I
it's
think I don't
legal
know how
now,
that work. I think they do have to.
okay, okay, okay. Let me see if this. Okay, Annabelle, come on, Annabelle. Let me read it again. If the car is too nice for a black person to drive, you'll get pulled over. Explain that one to me.
As just as it stated, if the black person is driving, okay, the cops are looking, they see a black driver, and they're like, that car is way too nice for that black person to be driving. You get pulled over.
So, are you saying that black
Mm.
people can have nice things, nice cars, and
Oh,
trucks?
bingo. You got it.
Oh, so that's what you're saying that we can't have it.
Oh, no, no. You can have nothing that elevates you in any way, shape, or form. That's
Okay, is that
completely
your opinion?
fine.
Okay, let me try to break this down. Okay, are you saying that you saying that they stereotype it? This is the policeman's point of view that said, "Oh, that car is too nice for a black person."
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's not brain surgery, honey. You got it.
I'll just say this about that.
Hmm.
Black people, we are educated.
I
We
know.
no, listen. I'm not saying you. I'm
Hmm.
just responding to that comment. And there is no such thing as too nice for a black person, because I was talking to a friend, and the car I have now, I need to upgrade because we have a larger family now. And me and my husband, we're gonna go to the lot and get the biggest, baddest SUV they got on the lot. We've been talking about it, you know. And so just saying it's too nice for a black person to have, it's just I just don't understand that, because nothing is too nice for a black person to have.
I know.
But I do understand how certain vehicles, as far as like the tent and the big wheels, not the, I mean, the big rims, how they would stereotype that. But saying too nice,
If the
I
car
just,
looks too expensive,
I just don't get that. I
I know.
don't get it.
I
I
know.
don't get that. I just don't understand what is too nice for a black person, because, um,
Because, well, I'm letting you know from the side of the cops what they're
okay.
looking at.
So you know what we need to do to these racist cops?
Get rid of them?
Of course. Of
Well,
course.
you know how
Of
you do
course.
that. You know how you do that.
Ooh.
Well, first off, you gotta get a hold of the chief of police. Is the chief of police a position that is voted on for the people, or is it assigned? Because if it's assigned, that means the politician gets to choose who the chief of police is. I think it's the governor that chooses the chief of police. I could be wrong. So, if you are living in a state where the governor chooses the chief of police, be very well aware of who your governors are and vote accordingly. If you vote for your chief of police, check out who they are and their background and what they've done in the past.
Okay, Coco says Philando Castile was driving a 1997 white Oldsmobile, and he was still pulled over and lost his life in front of his child. So it does
Exactly.
not matter what you're driving. The only thing that they see
Yeah.
a black arm on the steering wheel, and you can
Yeah,
spot that way off. Too nice. I don't get that. I don't get that.
I get what she's saying. Just like when a black person lives in a nice, yeah, okay. I
I know
guess
they feel like we are entitled to certain things, but I'm just saying now we are educated and have money to get the nice thing. We work hard for those nice things. It's not for them to
I
stereotype. Say that
know
car is too nice for a black man to drive, or that car is too nice for a black woman to drive. You know, that's the world
because
we
there
live
are
in.
certain white people
Yeah,
that they look at you, and because you are not their complexion, you do not belong in a fancy car unless you it's an old car, beat up, looks nasty. That's the type that you're okay to drive. But if you get
right.
a nice little Tesla, if you get the cute a Kia, you can't have that.
Well, I tell you like this, and this is what seven oh
Nice is
five.
subjective. Coco's
Um,
correct.
we are entitled to whatever we can afford. If we can afford to pull up in a Rolls Royce, we can do that. If we work hard for, and we do work hard for to get nice things. So the you
Uh,
know
I don't know if you watched my video of maybe, well, there was a couple of videos ago. But I grew up in a neighborhood where the landlady that owned the building, she escaped from Poland. We had a neighbor on one side of us that escaped Castro from Cuba. We had another family on the other side of us that escaped from Africa when they were into apartheid real heavy. Across the street was the Puerto Rican family. They owned the grocery store. Next to them was the Jewish lady that owned the clothing store that we bought the clothes for in the neighborhood. Her store was around the corner. Irish family lived down the block from us. You get the gist. I didn't know people didn't like each other because of the color of their skin till I was around 12, 13 years old. I grew up with
Mm-hmm.
everybody around me. So I don't get this concept either. On top of
Mm.
that, even though I may look white, my, my father, my father is Caribbean. If you know
Mm.
anything about the island of Puerto Rico, we're part indigenous, and because the
Okay.
Spaniards held us captives for a while, we're part Spaniard. And when the slaves were escaping from the ships, they went there too. So in the sun, I get extremely dark, extremely fast. I mean, I
Mm.
just spent a couple of hours. So when I go into the stores and I have my nice pale skin on and I get treated lovely, yeah, let me get dark. Let's see how quick that changes. So
Mm.
yeah, I have not been through what you guys been through. And I say people with darker skin than me. I have not been there. I don't know what it's like. But I think I
yeah,
have
Mm-hmm.
a pretty
it's
good
it's
taste.
it's it's a different walk. I tell you, it's a different walk. But it's 7:08. Let me read this last comment. Thank you for coming up again, Annabelle.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let me read this comment. I just want to know why people are so hateful towards black people. Like I never understood the beef. I couldn't have made it back in the day. I would have been hung. I love me some chocolate man. Um, Mom says, Annabelle, I love, but make me understand why some of okay. Coco says, thank you for being in your life at the longest. Okay, listen, I feel the same way you do. Back out, and I have said it on here before that I would have got beat all the time because I just certain
Okay.
stuff I'll just say, well, just go and do what you're gonna do. Certain stuff I'm just not gonna go along with, and I would have been one of the revolutionists. I always say that I get some started now.
Yep. Yep.
I'll be one of
You
the
know they got tests.
huh?
Oh, go ahead. You
I
you
I
you
would
know
get
they got us. Go ahead.
jumped off now. Let me Boosie just came to the building. Welcome back to Coffee and Donuts. We gotta go, y'all. Y'all know the house announcement. If you want us to give your channel a
Oh,
shout out, if you want us to announce the anniversary, birthday, whatever special you have coming up on your channel, or just to tell everybody to watch your latest video, leave us a comment. Where about Kara? Where they gonna reach us at?
on
Instagram.
Instagram. Yes.
Okay. What are
Even though I don't know.
Wednesdays? Tell everybody what Wednesdays are.
I don't know what Wednesdays are. What
You don't
is
know
it?
Wednesday viewers choice topic, and you sent this topic in.
I didn't know when you was gonna do it. I didn't know.
You hear every morning.
Okay.
You don't know that Wednesdays are viewers choice topics.
No, I don't. Okay, y'all. Y'all hear that? It's viewers' choice cop on Wednesdays.
Okay, so what is Friday? What are Fridays?
Fridays is a good day, and I don't know what Friday mean. What
Oh
that
my
mean?
God.
Do it our way. Do it our way.
Friday.
Friday.
What? Hey, living life with Lisa. Lisa, welcome to Coffee and Donuts. Fridays we highlight what channels?
Oh, we highlight any channel that's under 500.
Yes. And who did we highlight last Friday?
There you go.
Who did we highlight?
Who y'all highlight last Friday? Was it
Are you
was
serious?
it me?
That's some humor going out. I like
Oh.
it. You know we highlight your channel. So go and tell us a little bit about your channel
Yes,
so we
you
can get
did.
on that.
Okay, I'm Carol Girl, miniature mukbang, y'all. I cook in miniature. I have little miniature people on my channel, and I do reviews and challenges. But come over to my channel, y'all. Y'all gonna have so much fun, especially if you like miniatures and if you like little food and all that. Okay, that's it.
All right. That's it. That's it.
How's that?
Uh
Okay.
let's
Okay.
see. Annabelle said, I can't be on that list anymore. She's showing out, y'all. She almost at 600 almost. So you done moved on up, Annabelle. Listen.
Wow.
So tomorrow is Friday.
Congratulations.
Yes. Tomorrow is Friday. And we're gonna highlight another channel. And what I'm trying to do is the people that I know that are here for Coffee and Donuts, that support Coffee and Donuts, I want to help them first. Charity starts at home.
Okay.
So we gonna
Yep.
if we have to keep repeating the same channels over and over till y'all get there, that's what we gonna do. Because I'd rather help the
Okay.
people who come over here and support Coffee and Donuts than go start pulling out the neighborhood. So the
Yep.
people, even if we have highlighted you before, we're gonna keep working on your channel until like they say, push or pray until something happens. Push, pray until something
Okay.
happens. We're gonna keep
There
pushing
you
your channel
go.
out there. We're gonna keep pushing out. And one weekend we may do, like I said, that someone else did one weekend, have like a marathon and just start that morning and just highlight whatever those channels we focused on. We just gonna
Uh-huh.
work on them, whatever we gotta do,
Okay.
because it's just time. It's time. It's time. It's time for everybody to just, come on up. Everybody gonna win. So that's what we gotta do, and that's inspired by I told y'all that Ride from Points Blank Travel had a marathon for Kayla Marr. So I like that. You can't
Yeah.
steal people's ideas, but he inspired me. I thought that was so cool. I really did. So I think taking
Oh
a
my
page from
God.
his book, I think one weekend, we got a few things coming up this weekend. We're gonna do that. We are gonna do that. And the ones
Okay.
that come to Coffee
Okay.
Donuts, don't have that 500. We just gonna work on your channel. Just keep it up and have people to share out their live and have people to come over until we see some numbers start to move. Okay.
Okay.
So that's right. Life at the Log said keep pushing. And best up 1K, here we come. That's right. Official Jamie and his
Yep.
new love staff. Yes. So we gonna get on out here. Y'all be blessed. Meet us here tomorrow, same place, same time.
Have a
I
good one,
love
y'all.
everybody. Y'all, let's pray for each other, okay? Let's just keep
Yep.
each other uplifted. And, I want all good things for everybody. It's so much better when everybody can celebrate versus you sitting on the sideline watching everybody else be elevated and you just feel like you getting left behind. But if everybody has something to celebrate, we can have a good time.
Sure can.
So what I
That's
think
right.
I'm gonna do, we probably gonna play some music. I probably won't be able to keep the live up because of the copy right claim. But we can play music. Y'all bring y'all chips and dip and whatever you gonna drink, and we just gonna camp out and get these numbers moving. Okay, that's what I think we go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give y'all more information on that. And uh Miss Dawes says my day will be blessed. The devil is defeated. That's why he's so ugly. Oh, stay blessed, everyone.
Love
Send
Miss Doll.
love. Get involved
Okay.
in your
Bye bye.
community. All right. See y'all tomorrow, 6 a.m.
All right.